So today I'll be doing a first review of Dad's Pie. First of all, the disclaimer is I am not sponsored by anyone, nor am I sponsoring pies. Am I sponsoring the British companies or the New Zealand companies or whoever produced this? And let's see where it's produced from. It is produced from the Hibcus Coast in New Zealand. So first impressions of this pie. So let's say the flavor is 200 is pepper steak, and it's got 200 grams, and it's got, it says that the penultimate pinnacle of perfection. Let's see if this pie does stand for what it says of perfection of a pie. I have tried thousands of pies in my life. That's quite exaggeration. Actually, I've tried a lot of pies, different pie companies which produce pies, from gourmet pies to budget pies to pies this, made my own pies. So I do understand quite about what it means to create a pie. So the packaging, first of all, the packaging what this packaging over here does present here is something like, it's like, for example, this is a cultural thing particularly in the UK, where people when they purchase pies, or predominantly even in New Zealand, they put it into a brown bag. I think I do have one of them here. No, I do not. They do have a brown bag when they put it in, and the packaging does emulate the brown pie bag, which you buy. You go to the bakery. The person goes to the bakery and they purchase a pie, and they typically the pie represents usually for the working class man. The pie is usually in this packaging here is to emulate, to present to the people, the working class man, and it's made in the Hibcus Coast. And what else can I say? It's just typical packaging about, it's typical packaging, and there's not much to discuss here. So I will go ahead and open the pie and smell the pie. Make sure I have blowed my nose completely so I can smell it completely on what it smells like when I open this pie. It does definitely smell like pepper. Okay, what I do notice is that it's a packaged product, so it's, from what I can detect from the smell, that the heating of this pie has been off. It hasn't, from what I do suspect, is that the pie has been heated on and off again. So how I can explain how I know that this pie has gone heated on and off again, on and again. The scent of pies which have been cooked fresh, they have a certain smell, aroma to it, and this pie has been in and out, heated on and off again. And this deduction does not have to do that I did buy from the petrol station. So I opened the pie. Strong pepper smell. It does have a very strong pepper smell to it. That is something that's credible. I do give credit to this peppery smell to the pie. A peppery smell to the pie. So I do open Dad's pie, and there seems to be a sprinkle of pepper to it. So So the impression here is the ridges. Yes, it does. It's not handmade. It's been what's called produced on a factory. It cannot possibly be made by someone handmade these pies. So let's go from the taste factor form. The pastry. The pastry does not have enough butter in it. The butter content in the pie is dry. It's dry. It has not retained its moisture to it. But what do you expect? It's a normal pie for the average consumer. But to claim this to be a gourmet pie is not you cannot call this a gourmet pie because the moisture factor and the butter factor on the pastry it has been thought out. In a pie, for example, the thickness of the pastry is just as important as how the pie is created. The thickness of the pastry and portion of how much butter to put in, how much moisture to lock in to the pie, and even the production is very difficult. But this pie specifically does have a very thick pastry structure to it, and it's got some juicy gooey state to it. So it does look so. At the pastry level, I would say the pastry is quite mediocre, and it's not on gourmet level. I would consider this pastry to be on about an average pie. An average pie at its current point. It's just the pastry is thicker. The first hint when I did eat this pie was the pepper which came in. The pepper and the steak inside is very very sweet. The word is sweet. Steak being sweet is usually made in stews. In stews, usually the steak is very the word is not very likable. I'm, for example, currently I'm not eating a stew. I'm eating a pie, and I do not want a stew in the pie. So if you look at the moisture contents, the thinking of the manufacturer of this pie is that this pie, the moisture, the gooiness in the steak will go into the pastry, but that's not how it works when you make food. That is called, I would consider that very pulling an edge in pie, gourmet pie. So the two predominant flavors which I do notice is the sweetness and the pepper taste of this pie, and the pastry is unfortunately quite dry. So also the steak is, I wouldn't consider it quite chunky, so it's difficult to give this pie any points on the value that it has claimed that it's gourmet, but on what factor is it saying it's gourmet? It's very difficult to believe on what it's saying, that It says it's 45% beef. But the thing is, it's a steak pie. It's got beef in it, and so a steak pie with beef in it doesn't make it. So this is what's called So a steak can be a certain cut in in a cow, but beef does not necessarily have to be a steak. Can be a beef, but not all beef is steak. So there's probably little amounts of steak in this pie, from what I suspect. That is all. I did not have to eat any more of this to understand what this food is. So I'll not give it. I'll give it. So I'll say about this pie is that it has it has a sugary flavor, and it does have some pepper flavor. The pastry is, so what I would say is it is not a gourmet pie. It is a pie which is, I think, made for those who made in a way which takes the shortcuts, and it's not called a gourmet pie. It is a pie for the masses, and it's just what we consider a product which impersonates a gourmet pie for quick consumption.